Today's matchup features two teams looking for a win. It's the Jets coming in at 6-5, going up against the Steelers, who come in at 6-5. So with that, let's get up to MetLife Stadium. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, thanks. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they've come in on a nice run of recent form. Forced now to take over for the first time. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention. Now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league.
The field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead.
They draw a beat on you. Maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Shreds him with a stiff arm. Look at the big man rumble. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. And nothing special there. They showed they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight ahead power, and they got it done.
Let's get to it. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
But this has been a...
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Oh, he shifts past him. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Players somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game.
Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but and he'll give it here to his running back. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. Not only touchdown number 2 for him, but a big run to boot. However, still trailing.
Still trailing, but not because of his efforts. Boy, he's playing really well, and I love his long speed there, right? Able to get out there and burst all the way to the end zone, and smart enough to keep.
There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Jets, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. So that's a wrap.
Today we'll see a team that can get it done on the ground. The Falcons are top 10 in rushing TDs, and they'll go up against that Jets team that wants to keep the running game in check. On the call here tonight, let's send it out to our guys in the booth. That's Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. You are looking live at the Georgia Dome here in downtown Atlanta. Tonight, we culminate pivotal Week 14 with a great Monday night matchup between the New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Guyton along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they interplay. They've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out.
Meanwhile, the end zone, the sidelines, as extra defenders, and you want
fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Jets are able to strike for 6. Second effort there, he was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
In the secondary, now on third. He'll look to throw. He's got time. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught at the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Their dangerous wide receiver. An even 90 yards. And the Jets have taken the lead. And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, partner.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Conservative would not go next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And he fields it cleanly. And he's got room. He had one man to beat. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down. And this offense not able to believe their good fortune probably. First and goal at the 2. Now here.
How they're playing, I think he expects to throw at least another one.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there. His second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if the guys on the offensive line, they feel like they can do whatever they want. They're in the huddle saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. A gain of 35 that time. And it's a first down for the Jets.
And gets a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His third touchdown of the game, number 19 on the year. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No clean downs. It burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now.
Here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. They juked him. And the cutback to the sideline. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 20.
They're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you talk about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part. These guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Jets, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. So that'll.
Matchup features one of the more dangerous pass rushes. The Jets are top 10 in total sacks, and they'll be up against that Jags team that will need to deal with that all game. Set for the call of this Week 15 matchup, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9 games.
And the offense, my goodness, over 50 points in the win.
Prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to
That's caught inside the 20, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Their dangerous wide receiver with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets have made this a one-score game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9.
Second and goal to go now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Jets are able to strike for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to, but you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that. Well,
back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. It got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Jets are an extra point away from leading this game.
Well, I don't want to overlook the touchdown because that was huge. That ties the game. But you know where I'm going, don't you?
Need the PAT, and then you need to stop on defense.
Yeah, in a big way. The guy kicking the ball through the posts, that's where all the spotlight shifts to now. Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
We'll see how they respond now. Now the Jets. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Jets, the final 2 weeks are going to tell the story for them as they move to 9-5 with the win. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they'll drop to 10-4 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. That'll do it for
Run the atmosphere. Did we build that? Do we own that? We even in the studios running playback.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight we've got one last present under the tree, our final Monday nighter of the year, between the Tennessee Titans and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everybody. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you take a look at the Bills entering play here. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, they've been in a great groove, winners of 7 of their last
quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bills have taken the lead. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone.
Back out there now on 3rd and 13. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line.
And those first downs do add up. The offense keeps the ball moving downfield and keeps their defense on the bench, giving them a chance to rest.
They'll look to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Their dangerous wide receiver with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bills have broken the tie.
Job on the wide receiver screen plays. A really good punt returners. It's the same skill.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will extend their lead. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
Bills getting set to go. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. A big gain there for the Bills. 38 yards. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Bills turn that interception into a touchdown. And a great example there of just getting the feet in a tough spot. It seems like every year these guys get better at this.
Well, I think the drills get better, that they work on training camp, off-season work, OTAs, but also a lot of these guys have dance backgrounds, ballet backgrounds, and they take whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Their dangerous wide receiver, 27 yards. And the Bills will extend their lead. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Buffalo, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Titans, it's loss number 5 for them on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So that'll...
We play. I wait. I'd rather be me. Do work all day. We don't see defeat. Did we fly that? Can we buy that? We even run the full court, make it stack. Shout out to Maya Moore, the young.
Monday. Only one way to get that. Let's see some hustle out there. We got a big game on Sunday.
Come on!
The Dolphins were frustrated with last week's loss and are anxious to get back above 500 in today's game. It's the Jets going up against the Dolphins. So for the call of this Week 17 matchup, let's send it out to our broadcast team, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Larry, we could have been assigned to December games in Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Instead, we get the plum assignment here in sunny Miami, Florida. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come into this one fresh off a victory that finally snapped a 6-game losing. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can run that play, but look for him to try it again later.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. Good pass, clean catch, and a house call there on the fly route.
And not that much room to operate. So that tells you about his acceleration. We always talk about being able to go from 0 to 60 real fast. Took him less time than that to get to top speed and complete that play.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Tap alone, we'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Jets get the quick strike touchdown. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like...
Again, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter.
Team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Now that's a
here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th.
I don't know how many, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet? And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. He'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Well, they needed the touchdown and the two-point conversion, but they're not going to get a shot at either. This is a great play here defensively, Brandon, and at a time that they sorely needed one. And that could be enough to help get them out of here with a victory.
Here comes the Dolphins. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Jets, it's an 11th win of the year as they'll finish the regular season at 11-5. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Miami, they wanted desperately to finish at 500, but that won't happen as it'll be a 7-9 season in the end. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So that'll do it.
Okay. I wanna live like it's my. We about to do it. We about to do it. Do something crazy. Do what you wanna do. Do something crazy. Do something crazy. Do something wild. Be someone different. Switch up the style. Okay. Do something crazy. Do something crazy.